Alright, so I know I'm online, I'm just fucking posting to Facebook and other random places. So yeah, for anyone that's here that usually watches me play South Park, I don't think anyone's even here yet, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But I play South Park, but I also play pinball. Pinball is what I spend most of my time doing when I'm not playing South Park or working. So I'm hosting the World Championship of Pinball at the end of this month, actually. Jesus Christ, that's getting close. So what I want to endeavor to do in between now and then is stream a game a day from my collection. It will give people an opportunity to see some of the games that I have, how they play, and I'll also sort of talk about the game a little bit, how it plays, how I would play it, that kind of stuff. So I played a bunch. I played some Walking Dead already on stream. Some of that's still archived, some of it isn't. I'm going to play the game right next to it because it's nice and easy to set up to it, and it's a Stargazer. Stargazer is a very rare classic stern. It's one of my favorite classic sterns. It took me a very long time to find this game, and yeah, now that I have it, I'm really happy to have it. And it's really cool. It's very simple. It's a spinner game. If you like shooting spinners, this is the game for you. So the main strategy is you want to shoot this spinner up here. There's a value that is determined by these inserts here that starts at 500 a spin all the way up to 4,000 a spin. And you lock in that value by shooting one target in this bank of 3. The lights move up and down, and then you have to time your shot with to hit one of these targets when it's at the highest value, obviously. And then as long as you don't drop these 3 targets, then that spinner will spin at that value for the entire time that you keep the ball in play, assuming you don't drop the 3 targets. Every time you drop the 3 targets, depending on the number of zodiac symbols that you've collected, the zodiac symbols are these stand-up targets all the way around the playfield. Those determine your bonus. So you have, once you collect a full round of zodiac targets, you get to the 12,000 light, and when you do it again, you get the 24,000 light. And if you want to multiply your bonus, and multipliers are carried over from ball to ball, so it's obviously good to do it on ball 1 if you can. These 3 banks here on the left and the right determine your multiplier. So that would multiply the actual bonus value. You can also collect zodiac targets here on these rollovers. This is what I really like about the game, the uniqueness of the lower playfield. It's not anything like we've seen previously, or have seen previously. There's usually an in-lane, out-lane scenario, and this one has these kind of little cups with this insert that you can roll over. So you're either going to gain a zodiac target, depending on what time the ball rolls over and what insert is lit, or it's going to light these 2 spinners at 2,000 a spin. Otherwise, they are just 200 a spin, so when they're unlit. So the main goal is to basically lock in a good value here, shoot the hell out of that spinner, and pick up some zodiac targets and drop multipliers when you can. You're going to see me doing some tap passes probably from left to right so that I can get that spinner, and I will probably fuck up as I do that. Camper, thanks for stopping by, dude. Is that a tiny machine, or are you 6 feet tall? It's not a tiny machine. It is a full-size pinball machine. What do you mean? Like, you should be able to see the full playfield. And yes, you finally get to catch a pinball stream. So I haven't started yet. I just was explaining the rule set for anyone that decides to come back and watch this afterwards. So I'm going to start my first game, and we'll see how it goes. The score, it is good. Oh, cool. I'm glad you like it, Camper. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, I said earlier, I don't know if you probably weren't listening. I'm just really short, 5'3". Yeah, I'm 6 foot, dude, so I'm not small, but I'm not massive. I'm not 5'3" small. Like, that's really small. Although I know another guy that's about your height that plays pinball, so. All right, let's start this game up. So you'll see the inserts are slowly moving, and so the goal is to get that insert at the top and hit that drop target when it's up there. So I'll start playing and see how it goes. And shit. So that wasn't okay. So we're getting 2,500 spin right now. If I can get the, so I hit the wrong spinner there. Nope, fucked that up. So I should have practiced this beforehand, but I'm going to tap pass. And tap pass is where you tap the button very lightly, and the ball is just going to kind of magically hop over to the left unless I fuck it up, and then it's going to go right down the middle. And then I expect you to laugh at me in chat while that happens. So that was an okay tap pass. And that's perfect. We want to nail that spinner, and you can see the score going up fairly rapidly as a result of that. And so now we've got it on the right flipper again, so we're going to hit it again. But we missed, and we took down that drop target. So now we have the roaming value again that we have to go after. So I'm going to try and get a higher value, so I'll wait for it to be up, and I'll miss the shot. So I'm not getting anything from those spins, really. And I still want to go after those drops. I want to get a high value on that spinner. All right, perfect. So now we're at the 4,000 a spin level, which is really good. We just have to hope the ball comes back under control for us. So we're trying to get control, so that was a decent live catch. And we'll tap pass back over to the right. That was a much better tap pass. Just missed the spinner. There we go, we got some spins out of that. Getting some good value. Stop there. And we'll tap pass it over to the right again. And then we'll shoot that spinner. Not great. Tap pass again. Oh, we got stuck there a little bit. There we go. Getting better as the tap passes. As I do it more, I'll get better at it, obviously. And that was a great spin. You can see my score going up pretty quickly. Live catch on the left. And then over to the right again. And shoot the spinner. And we're just going to kind of do this until we die, basically, because this is where the most points are on this game. And anything else is a little more dangerous to shoot for. Shit. So now I'm just trying to, so the ball, so I took down those drops. We finished the first level of bonus, so that's good, so that slows down the thing. And now we get back to trying to shoot the drop to lock in that value, so we're locked in at 4,000 again. And then we're just trying to save the ball and get back under control. So we'll tap over to the right. That spinner is also lit, but it's only lit for 2,000 to spin, so I'm going to leave that alone for now, and I want that other spinner for 4,000 to spin. Missed that time. Good drop catch though, and now we'll tap it back over to the right, and that was a really bad tap pass, but at least the sling didn't fire it off into an out lane, and I was able to live catch it so that we can shoot the spinner again. And that was a really good spin. See my score going up exponentially, and now we just got a live catch, tap it over, and do it again. Well, not a great spin. We didn't at least take any of the... Well, now we're trying to lost control of the ball here. So we're going to see how the return is. All right, good. Picked up a Zodiac target from that rollover there. And that was a really shitty tap. And picked up a couple spins there. We'll let this bounce over. See if we can't get control. Yep, we're good now. And go after that spinner. Nope. All right, we'll tap over again. Man, I lost the tap apparently because I'm tapping it too hard. And now I've lost the value. And I've locked in a really crappy value. I've locked in a crappy value of 1,500 to spin, which is not great. So I might clear off these drop targets on the left and the right to get some bonus multiplier because we still are on ball one. We've already got some decent bonus. And if I clear those drops, I'll get 30,000 points. So not a lot of points, but still a decent amount. So let's clear off this left and then maybe go for the right if we get a good ricochet. Perfect. So we just picked up 2 bonus X for that, and we'll do it again. We'll try and clear all 3 on the left. Maybe we can get a good sweep. We got 2 of them. Bounce it over, clear all that. We locked in the value again. So now we're at 2,500 a spin, which is pretty good value. I'm still on ball 1, so I'm going to try and clear some more drops since those carry over, and I've got some decent bonus already. We'll just check out chat. Does each of different machines have a different touch and feel? Yeah, Camper, every machine is very different. What I'm doing now on this machine would be, I'm very comfortable on the machine, I play it a lot, and so the tap passes and the live catches you're seeing me do are, they look easy, but they're actually very difficult, and someone's just stepping up to the machine for the first time is going to have to try and learn that stuff, which is going to be, you know, a bit of a learning process. So, and even for me, during tournaments when I play, I get nervous and then I start fucking those things up, and it gets really bad from there. So we missed. So that was a bad live catch, but didn't kill us. That's nice. That was a bad shot at the drops. We got 2 drops for that. We'll let this bounce over, and then we'll clean up this drop. Let that bounce over. We're at 2,000 a spin there, so I could get 2,000 a spin and try and clean up those 3 drops to get the value going again. So let's do that. Oh, but it didn't clean up the drop, and then didn't. So we're doing all right here. We're gonna shoot that last drop target for another bonus multiplier. We're already at 5x. And we're now at the 24,000 value for the bonus. So we're getting 6x times 24 when we drain this ball. So that's really good value, and that's going to carry on from ball to ball. So, so we're doing really well here, and we're just going to keep going. We'll tap over. That was a bad tap, and we had to bail out of that as a result. And now we're just trying to get back under control. And we're back under control, so we'll shoot the left spinner. We'll miss, and then have to try and get control again. Alright, so now we've got the roaming shot again. So alright, we've stopped the roaming shot at 4,000 a spin, which is where we want it. We just gotta hope that it stays up. Doesn't get knocked down by these random pop bumpers. Alright, good. So now we get the 4,000 a spin right there. And we'll let this bounce over. We've got control. Shoot the spinner. Bounce over, shoot the spinner, and we'll see if we can't get control again. All right, we're on the left, so we're definitely going to tap over to the right with 4,000 spin. That was a really good tap. And all right, we got 1 spin out of that. Tap back over, and spinner. The ball's coming back on us, so we're not getting as good a spin as we should, and I don't like, okay, this is all right, we're getting control again. I'm just going to bail out of that shot because I wasn't going to be able to cradle up. All right, got some good spins there, so we'll tap back over, and we'll shoot the left spinner, or I guess the middle spinner, I guess technically, because there is a left. Shit, almost died there from that 1 shot, and we'll go back. Missing spinner. Oh, this is okay. So this is bad right now. As I'm completely out of control, just trying to get the ball back onto a flipper. So there we go. We got that nice little hop where we could get. I tapped it up a little bit so that I could get it back under control on the right hand side. So now we're back under control. We're good, and so we're missing 1 target here, which will also get a special, and that's worth some good points. So rather than shoot the spinner, which is going to stay lit, I don't want to lose that special, which I think I'll lose if I drain. So I'm going to tap from right to left this time rather from left to right, and then shoot down that drop. Just like that. Perfect. Now we've got to stop that value again, but you can see the inserts go faster the more of the zodiac targets that you have. So we're going to try and stop it. We missed the shot. But we have this spinner lit. We've got this spinner lit for 2,000. So we'll take a backhand at this to see if we can't lock in a good value. Nope. So that's 2,500 a spin. It's pretty good because, I mean, these lit spinners on the left and the right are only are only 2,000, so, but still, it's 2,000's not terrible either, so we might as well pick those up. We'll let that bounce over. And I'm going to pick up this last drop here because I'm at 7x, and I want to see if I can max bonus on ball 1, which would be pretty amazing. So that was good. Cleaned up those drops. Picked up 2 more on that side. I want this last drop up here, so again I'm going to go right to left. And pick up that last, oh, didn't make the shot, and now ball's out of control. And that was a really stupid decision. I shouldn't have done that, but I survived it. Well, I haven't survived it completely yet, but I'm not dead yet, so that's good. So we'll go again, right to left. Pick up that drop target. Or miss again. Alright, back under control, right to left. Shitty tap there. It was really shallow. I could have lost the ball very easily there if I hadn't caught it. Alright, get this last drop. There we go. Still alive. That was really dicey. Could have oh shit! And that's what I get for not paying attention and trying to talk about what was going on over here. But still, that was an amazing ball. 2 million on ball 1 is pretty goddamn good. I had no expectations of having that good of a ball on ball 1. So 2.2 million on ball 1 is pretty damn good. How many balls do you get per game and play in each round of the average tourney? So balls per game on pinball, so there's 3. So for you campers, I know you don't know much about pinball probably, there's 3 types of games. There's a DMD, which is like The Walking Dead that I played before. There's a solid state, which is this one, which is Stargazer, and there are EM machines, which are electromechanical. Electromechanical machines are going to be your more typical pinball machine, that you're more used to hearing, where it's like reels and bells and chimes and stuff like that, as opposed to an electronic one like this, which has a numeric display and electronic sounds. In the solid state and the DMD versions, the default number of balls that you always get is 3. But if you're playing an EM, which I will play at some point, not today, but that is a goal of mine to, when I play a game every day for the next month, I will play a couple of EMs on stream as well. So, yeah. So right now, this is 3 balls. So that was 1 ball. I've got basically 2 left. The teaching, yeah. That's okay, camper. Don't worry about it. ISO, thanks for hanging out, dude. I'm happy to be streaming. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try and do this every day, a different game every day. We're gonna play a couple games of Stargazer, and then I'm actually having a really good game right now, so I almost don't need to play another game. But yeah, let's get into ball 2. Let's see what's up. Oh shit! So we're already out of control here, trying to get the ball under control. There, now we're good. So we're going to try and lock in that value. We want 4,000 a spin, so we can keep going after that. All right, we got 3,500 a spin, so that's not bad. So we're going to go left to right on the tap pass, and then shoot that spinner. Just like that. Okay. Tap pass again from left to right. Picked up another Zodiac target, and we're going to take down that spinner. Stay away from the spinner. I want that value. Good live catch on the right there. And go right back to that spinner. Missed, so now we have to try and recover. All right, we're good. So we're back under control. We can check chat. Nothing going on in chat. Rather than checking chat and letting the ball go right down the middle. And yeah, so we're going to go again, left to right. This is, I know the game seems probably pretty rudimentary, but again, unless you play it the way I play it, it's not going to, and this game is going extremely well for me. It doesn't usually go this well. All right. Missed the shot. Do a drop catch to get under control. So that, see, right now we're out of control. Desperately trying to get back under control. But we're having to bail out of shots here just to get the ball away from the center. And now we're back under control. Our spinner's still lit, so we're in good shape. So now we can shoot the spinner again. And that's a bad feed. See, we're out of control here. All right, there we go. Back under control. So we've got the spinner lit on the right and the left, but this spinner is 3,500 to spin, so there's really nothing else to shoot for. These drop banks are still full. I've already got all my bonus multipliers, so they're pretty much useless to me right now. So I'm really just going for that spinner up there. Missed, not a decent spin there. And now it's dropped the targets. And I've also just completed bonus. So I've gotten all the Zodiac targets. I've gotten the 24 and the 36. So there's not even any bonus left on here. My spinner is locked in at 2,000. So I can pick off the left and the right now because it's basically the same value as that. And these left and right spinners are a lot easier to hit than that one all the way in the back there. So let's pick off this guy. Get back under control. And then we'll tap from right to left. And then pick off that spinner over there. All right, back under control. And so now these spinners, neither of these spinners are lit, so there's no reason to go after them right now. But this spinner is still lit for the exact same value. That's why I shot those two first, and then I'm going to spend more time going after that guy. And I missed. And now we're back out of control and trying to get back under control. All right, back under control, but we have to lock in a value. We can see how fast these lights are going now. It's going to be really hard to get a decent value here because it's going to be really hard to time my shot. So I'm going to try and get something out of it, but that's only 2,500 to spin, so that's decent. Tap back over. Oh, we dropped the drops again. Just out of control and back under control. So now we're going to try and drop those drops and get me a decent value. I'm going to see. All right, that's pretty good. That's 3,000 of value. We'll tap back over and then shoot the spinner. Keep control of that ball. And then shoot the spinner some more. I think we're definitely working in on a personal best here as well. I don't remember what my high score is, but 3 million is a fuck ton of points. We'll check chat. No one's chatting. That's cool. And then we'll go back and shoot the spinner some more. All right, spinner time. Not many spins there. Still good value. We'll keep. Oh shit! That's what happened when you fuck up a tap pass. Thankfully, I at least was able to save the ball from going dead center on me, but I'm not under control yet. Now we're back under control. And I'm going to pick off the right spinner rather than tap over since I just lost a little bit of confidence in my tap. Or actually, oh shit. Oh, that was my mistake. But we get to see a full bonus meltdown from Stargazer since there's absolutely no more bonus to get. Dude, ask the questions. It's fine. I'm gonna check chat whenever I have a ball safely in cradle. So don't worry about asking questions if you have any questions, dude. It's fine. This isn't as fun without the interaction. You know what I mean? So happy to talk about it. Yeah, you know, Camper, it's a different world, right? Just like I'm sure most people don't think about South Park as a competitive game, as an example, and there are better players and worse players. Pinball is similar. If you're used to people who just sit there and do this all day, you know, flipping both flippers at the same time, seeing what I'm doing now is very different than what you would normally see. 500K is max bonus then. So each one of these stars represents 1,000. So 12 plus 24 is 36, plus another, it's 48,000. So 48,000 for all the bonus times, so this is 7, 9, 10. So 480,000 is the max bonus. So right now I've dropped back down to the 36 because I need to hit these stars and these zodiac targets to max back up. But last ball I got, yeah, the 480,000 in bonus basically. All right. So let's see if we get this ball under control. We're going to try and stop that at 4,000. So we're going to wait because it was already too soon to shoot. We're going to wait to see if we can get this up. And we took the shit. See, that's more like normal pinball, where you lose the ball fairly quickly sometimes. So yeah, I think this is a personal best. I think this is a personal best on this game. We'll see after the bonus is done counting. Nice, 4 million. That's a really good game. So we'll see. We'll see after the game ends. It'll then show the last personal best, or does it not? Is it not keeping it? Oh, it's not keeping my high scores. Yeah. So it normally when it flashes, so you see the current score, and then it flashes over and shows the actual high score. So I must have a setting where it's not keeping the high scores. But I still think that's a personal best for me on this game, so I'm pretty happy with that. So 4 million is really good for Stargazer. I'm happy to have gotten that on stream. And yeah, I'm going to play it again because I really like this game, and every opportunity to play it is fun. But yeah, if you have any questions... yeah, first time you tune in, I get a personal best. Thanks, Camper. But yeah, again, if you have any questions, if you want to ask anything about the game specifically, if you're any of the, I don't know who's watching because I can't look at the list right now, but if you are one of the IFPA participants and you have a question, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to answer it. Yeah, I mean, that is my, I mean, I just like Rick and Morty, so I went with Pickle Rick as an alias. My real name is Adam. That is public information. It's all over the internet, so there's no reason to hide it. And it's not that much of a secret, Camper. Alright, let's see what we can do this ball. Alright, that was lucky. But we're not going to get, see, we're not going to get the ball. We made the good, that was a reactive shot. I don't normally like to shoot these targets on a forehand like that because you don't get as good a feed. It's definitely better to backhand those targets than it is to shoot from the right flipper. If you shoot from the left flipper, you generally get a more favorable feed, and I'm proving that point by saying I did a reactive shot, hit the target, which went into the sling, and then out the left out lane. And there was very little I could have done about that other than the initial action of making that reactive shot to those targets. So that's, you know, those are the little things that are hard to stop yourself from doing. Nope, this is going to be, this is the IFPA setup, dude. This is the settings that'll be for IFPA. Extra balls are already off. The special is points, extra ball is points, and I'm not going to tune anything beyond what this game is already set up as. So the way you see me playing it is the way that you're going to see it at IFPA. So see, we're not getting control here. And I tilted. I got too aggressive with the machine there, moving it around, trying to keep the ball out of danger, and ended up tilting. So very different contrast if you see between the first game where it was fucking 4 million and now we're sitting on ball 3 with 24,000. This is pinball. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like there was, like I said, the one mistake of shooting the drop target bank on a reactive shot and draining immediately, and that time I was too aggressive with the movement and tilted. But yeah, this is pinball sometimes, and that's what I really like about it. So let's see if we can't. Nope, and that's called a house ball. So what we call in the world of pinball is a house ball, where you plunge the ball and it basically bounces around a little bit and returns to your flipper in a way that you have no way of getting it on your flipper, and it drains immediately. So we call those house balls, and those are also very frequent. Now the difference is on this game, I'll show you what I could have done instead. So I usually do a hard plunge
because I want this pop bumper to pop to deal with some of these targets.
If you're a really conservative player, you can do what's known as a soft plunge.
And so you can soft plunge, instead of going up into the pop bumper, it'll do a feed down here,
which should come to your right flipper, and if you can do a live catch or a drop catch, you should get control immediately rather than
basically praying to the pinball gods and hoping that that pop bumper gives you a favorable feed.
So I'll do a soft launch here, or a soft plunge, and see if I can't immediately get control on the right flipper. It sometimes takes a little bit more time to get a soft launch because you got to be careful on where it goes. But you see, well, I fucked up the live catch there on the second, but that was a much more favorable return in some ways in that it came to a flipper. It was definitely savable the whole way through, and we were able to get control. So that, I made some mistakes there in getting control, but that was definitely a more favorable return, a more predictable return, as opposed to the return that comes out of those pop bumpers, which you really have no control over. So we're going to try and lock in a value on that spinner like usual. Locked in 35,000, or 3,500 I should say. Had a really good slap save there to keep it in control, or to keep it in play. And now we're exactly where we want to be. We're on the right flipper with 3,500 to spin on that spinner and ready to go. So we're going to start shooting that spinner, just like we did last game. Or I should say 2 games ago now. And so we're hoping for control. Crappy live catch, but we still got control. And then we'll tap from left to right. Crappy tap, but still worked out. And we hit that spinner. That's what we want. Good points. Had to do flail away there to try and keep the ball in play because that wasn't going to come to a cradle. Just like that. And now we're back in exactly where we want to be. And we'll shoot the next spinner. Bounce that over. Got a reactive shot on the spinner, which was pretty good. Live catch on the left. Didn't get a good catch on that, but we still hit the spinner, which is nice. So I'm getting pretty lucky with those reactive flips, being able to flip it right back in the spinner, get some good value out of it. And now we're back under control. I have all 3 style of machines camper, so in order to host the World Championship that I'm hosting at the end of the month, you need to have at least 48 machines. And we play in groups of 4 on all 3 eras. So you have to play an old, a mid, and a new is what we call it. So basically an EM, a solid state, and a DMD. And so I have enough machines that we have 16 of each machine type in that category. They're not all EMs as an example in the old, but I have like 6 or 7, so we've got a good mix of old, mid, and new for the tournament, so it should be a really good mix of games. And the reason we do the old, mid, new thing is so that we feel that that's a better measure of a player's skill. DMDs are what most would argue the most skillful games because they're more controllable. These are kind of your midpoint between an EM and a DMD, the solid state games, because the feeds are never really controlled, but they're definitely more fair than what an EM is. Whereas when I start playing an EM, you'll see the game is very unforgiving, and there's a lot more house balls, a lot more balls that you lose without having done anything wrong, because the game is built in such a way that it wants you to drain the ball very quickly. So there's more luck, less skill in EMs, and more skill and less luck the higher in era you go. Some people will argue that EMs have just as much skill as DMDs. I just personally don't ascribe to that. So back to the spinner. All right, tap over from left to right. That was a really shitty tap, but at least we cleared the bank. So we're trying to keep control. There we go. Good catch on the left. Tap it over the right. Do a really shitty job of the tap. Lose control and flail out to try and just keep it safe. All right, this is what we want. Back under control. And that was really close. I could have died there very easily.
I got a good slap save to keep that ball in play. Still not out of the woods yet. I need to get control. So that was a decent live catch, and we're back under control. So now we're back in a situation where we can go back to do the thing that we want to do, which is shoot that left spinner. So we'll again tap from left to right. We also let that spinner, but that spinner's only, again, worth 2,000 as opposed to this one, which was 3,500. So we'll shoot the 3,500 spinner. It's just simple math, which I am terrible at math, and even I know that 3,500 points is more than 2,000 points. So there you go. And now we're hoping for a good feed. Got that little tap up to go back into the right hand flipper, and we can go back to shooting that spinner. Let's see what's... Yeah, Camper, I'll show, I'll take a picture, I'll send some pictures on the Discord after I'm done streaming. It's obviously very hard to type on my phone and or send pictures on my phone and play pinball, since I need both hands to play pinball. Or you know what I might do after this game? We'll try something different, and I'll play one-handed just for a game, just to have some fun. I do that sometimes just to screw around with people. I'll play one-handed and see how it goes. I do like playing one-handed sometimes, actually, because it teaches you to better control the ball, better be predictive at where the ball is going to end up, because you don't have both hands on the machine at all times, so you have to pick where the ball is going to end up to make sure that you can flip before it gets there, kind of thing. So we'll try that afterward. Missed the spinner. Shitty feed. We'll bounce that over. Under control again. Shit. So that was a great spin. Bad return. Really bad return. Very much in danger right now. Still in danger. Still in danger. Just desperately trying to keep the ball from going down. And there we go. Now we're back under control again. So now, after all that, we lost our value here on the drop targets. So what I'm going to try and do is be a little sneaky. I'm going to try and pick up these points here on this 2,000 spin, since that spinner is worth nothing at the moment. And at the same time it so it hits a drop target and locks in the value that I want. So I want it to lock in at 4,000, so I'm probably going to shoot around the 2,500 mark into that spinner and hopefully knock down the drop target that I want. So on the way back up, we'll go right now, and I missed. But we did get a bonus multiplier as a result. This should come over to the right, just like that. We can try again. So we're going right now. Didn't drop the drop like I wanted. Was trying to be a little cheeky there, but it didn't work out. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I could take a pot shot at these drop targets from the right flipper and hope that it comes back to me. But the smarter thing to do is to tap it from right to left, and from a cradle, backhand these targets and get a safer shot. So, thanks, dude. It was a really good save. It was fucking, I don't know how well that comes across on stream, but that was dicey for a very long time there. So we're going to tap from right to left, and then try and get a more favorable shot on that bank of 3. And that was a really bad tap, but we're going to try and bounce over. So we're not, that's not, see, that was bad. Mistakes were made there. We'll try again. See, I haven't been tapping as much from right to left, so I'm not as familiar with how it works. And that's why we're getting these fuck ups. So that's better tap, but we couldn't get it under control to time our shot, so I took a flyaway shot at the bank and missed. So we're going to try and, again, harder tap. And there, that's what we wanted. So every time I did it a little bit more, just a little more on the tap to get it over to where I want it. And now we're going to try and time for a better shot at that. This is definitely, in some ways, a little more favorable than that one that went straight in. So we've got 3,000 a spin, and that's pretty good. So now we can go back to shooting the spinner. Bounce that over, live catch, shoot the spinner. Bounce that over, Alright, so we're on the left. We've got both the left and the right spinner lit, but they're only 2,000. This is still 3,000, so the right choice is always to tap it over and shoot that spinner. Doesn't matter that it's a little bit harder to hit, it's still worth more points. And now it's not worth more points. So now we're going to shoot the left and the right because those are good. There's better value there. Oh, that was close. Alright, so we're going to try and lock in a value here on our spinner. Nope. So we locked it in at 2,500, which is okay. I mean, it's not as good as the 4,000 that it could be. 500 more than a regular spinner, but I mean, I'm still going to go after the right spinner just because it's lit. And then almost fucking kill myself. Shit. And then drain. I'm also playing in the tournament, Camper. So the IFPA World Championship is an invitational. If you're a golf enthusiast, or an enthusiast, I should say, the IFPA World Championship is, this isn't South Park. No, it isn't dark. I'm doing, so I was saying earlier in the stream that I play pinball. I'm a world-class pinball player. And so I'm doing what I'm calling the Road to IFPA World Championship, which I'm hosting here in my location. And I'm going to try and stream a new machine every day for the next month. So if you're here for the South Park, I'm sorry, dude. I might be playing some South Park later, but right now I'm playing pinball, and we'll go from there. But when I host this tournament, Camper, I will be playing, like I was saying, it's sort of the Masters of Pinball in that it's an invitational. You have to be we take the 2 best players from every country, and then we do an at-large bid after that. So if you go to ifpapinball.com, you'll see all the players that are ranked, and we take the top 2 from every country. So we have people coming from as far as Japan and Germany, Sweden, Denmark, France, Italy, like the US, obviously, all over. And so after we do the top 2 from every country, we then go down the at-large rankings of the IFPA rankings, and we fill up the remaining 54 spots. And so it's really a collection of the best players from all over the world coming into one location and playing pinball. And so I'm currently ranked, right now I'm ranked 28th in the world. And so I was 3rd in Canada at the end of this season. I'm back up to being 2nd in Canada right now. And I got into the World Championship as an at-large bid. Oh, dark. Okay. Yeah, I just explained things. It's fine. Yeah, Camper. This. I don't know if I've talked about this in stream before, but the one thing that's new to me with South Park is while I enjoy the competitive aspect, South Park costs me a fuck ton of money as opposed to pinball, where I can actually make money. Like the first place person from the World Championship, the person that wins the World Championship is getting, I think, $1,000 and a brand new machine from Stern Pinball. And the rated value on a machine from Stern Pinball right now is about $10,000 Canadian. So it's about a $10,000 prize for winning the World Championship. So it's really cool that there's enough support in the community to make these kind of things happen. We're still not, fucking Dota or I guess Fortnite now, large, but it's a fairly big community, fairly mature. Pinball's been around for a very long time, so it's really cool that these things exist. All right, tech, Jesus. Yeah, dude, for sure, it's a good deal. There's a South Park tournament that's going to be worth $1,000. That'd be pretty awesome. Call me. All right, we got really good value locked in on our spinner here at 4,000. So we're gonna tap over from left to right and then shoot that spinner. So tapped over, shoot the spinner. Didn't hit the spinner, and drain as a result. Still a pretty good game. I mean, in a competitive setting, 1.2 million is definitely solid on Stargazer. So if I was playing this, I'd be happy with that score, that's for sure. But we're not even done yet. We still got a ball left. So you can't get 1K cash. Yeah, I didn't think so, Tech. I'm probably getting close to. Well, I guess I've only spent a couple hundred on South Park, but yeah, I'm sure there are people that have spent well more than $1,000 on South Park so far. So we're gonna do a soft plunge, see if we can't get a more favorable return, and that was definitely more favorable than a hard plunge into the pop bumper and hoping for the best. So we still need to lock in a value here on our spinner. So we're gonna hit the drop target, lock down with some value. We locked it down at 4,000, but then it moved back off because we dropped all 3 drops. So we're going to tap over here. It's a bad tap. Try and get a live catch. Not the greatest live catch, but it did its job. And we're going to backhand and miss to try and lock in that value. Tap over again. Getting better. Every time we do it, we just do it a little bit harder. Get a little bit better. Lock down that. Did it again. Shoot it and it drops down all 3. That's not what we want because we're not getting the value that we want. So he's locked it in at 3,500, live catch, and then we'll tap from left to right. No, Camper, like the US is actually way bigger from a tournament perspective. Where are you located, if you don't mind me asking? If you tell me where you're located, I can tell you how big the scene is in your area and how likely you are to find a tournament. So tap left to right. And then we're going to shoot the spinner. Try and get control again. Out of control now. Just trying to get the ball back on the right-hand side. Twin Cities, Minneapolis. So Minneapolis has a pretty decent scene. The World Championship was actually held outside of Minneapolis. I forget where. It was about 45 minutes from the largest ball of twine. There's a great place to play pinball. There's a couple of leagues in your area, and yeah, Hiso just sent you exactly where to find stuff in your area. If you look at that calendar, you can find all the stuff that's available in your area. But there are some very good players out in your area. Specifically, I know there's Paul Madison is a really good pinball player out in the Minnesota area, along with I think Ben Granger is also from that area. Both 2 very good players. All right, back to shooting the spinner. Or we'll shoot the spinner. Or we'll shoot no spinners. We'll just flail around. Shoot this spinner. There we go. That was good value. Wait for it to stop, and then do it again. Oh. Still alive. 3,500 spin. That's what we want to do all day. Now my aim is getting off apparently. And that's the end of that game. But we did pick up a special there at the end. So we should get close to 2 million, which is pretty good. Alright. Close to 2 million. Very solid game, Stargazer. Yep. Daniels, this is, oh, Steve. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, Steve, this is day 1 of streaming. So we're starting with Stargazer. You know what I might try and do is actually put up a poll on my Twitch to have people pick games that I can stream for everyone, and we'll go from there. So we played 3 games of Stargazer, 1 decent one, 1 really good one, and then 1 really shitty one. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to play one-handed, just to fuck around and see how that goes. So one-handed, for anyone that doesn't play one-handed pinball, you don't get to like play like this where you can move your hand back and forth. You take one hand and you have to move it from side to side and pick what flipper that it's on. You can't use your other hand at all. So we're going to try it one-handed and see how that goes, just to fuck around a little bit. So we're going to soft plunge because I'm too afraid of how the feed will be coming out of that pop bumper up there when I've only got one hand to play with on the flipper. So it's way too fast for me to predict where it's going to come out of it. So we're going to soft plunge and hopefully get a decent cradle. So we got a live catch, which is great. And we're going to take a pot shot at those drops to lock in that value. Live catch, and then we're going to shoot that spinner. And now we got to predict where the ball is going to come down, so it's going right. All right, perfect. Now we're in trouble. Now we're okay. All right, good. Now I haven't tapped on the left-hand flipper with my right hand before, so this may go really badly. So if I fuck this up completely, feel free to clip it and shame me for it as a result. Nope, that worked out okay. I'm going to live catch on the left, and then tap it over to the right. And then shoot the spinner. Don't need to do anything there, just let that bounce over, and then shoot that spinner again. Courageous. Courageous? Yeah, not so much. So it's like, it's courageous because there's nothing fucking on the line right now. I'm just doing some stupid shit on stream to keep this entertaining. If you ask me to do that during IFPA, I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. Okay. Live catch here, hopefully. Yep. Tap it back over. Trying to predict where this is going to go. So we're going left. Nope, we're going right. Still alive. All right. Doing all right so far. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, Steve. About it. Oh, yeah, with no safe returns, it is a little squirrely, that is for sure. But it does teach you prediction and how to decide where the ball is going to go before it gets there. So that's going to bounce over, and then we can tap, get some spinner action, tap, get some spinner action. Shit, see? And I didn't predict. I thought I was going to get a bounce off the top there, but it kind of dropped and died, and I didn't have my hand in position to flip that away and keep it alive. So, well, I mean, it's working well because I know the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some value in the home field advantage here, that's for sure. So we want to live catch. Shit. This is bad. So we just had to flip that away to keep things alive. Alright, back under control. I don't want to tap right to left because fuck that. I'm going to go and just take a pot shot at that, see what happens. Fuck! See? Didn't predict. And then was on the wrong flipper again. Soft plunge. Try and get control this time and not fuck up. Ah, that's terrible. So that's bad. We've got only 1,500 on the spinner. Shit. And tilted the ball as a result. Never got control again. Alright. We had one good ball one-handed, so that was something to watch. 700,000 one-handed. It's not awful. I mean, we got to play one ball pretty well one-handed, and then after that it was just a shit show. So you can all take back your compliments now, and we can go back to playing normal and see how that goes. I'll go back to hard plunging rather than soft plunging just to see what the feed is like when it's coming out of the pop bumper up there. Maybe we'll get a good lucky drop target hit. But that wasn't very lucky actually because we're locked in at 500 a spin, which is basically garbage. So I'm going to spend my time. I don't like shooting for that thing unless I have to. So I'm going to spend my time cleaning up these drops and pick up some modus multipliers since we're still on ball one. Only got one there. And then as we get the 2,000 spins on the left and right spinner, that's what we're going to shoot for instead. But the one value I didn't talk about is because this is on 500 a spin, when I clear those drops, it's actually going to be worth 100,000 points. So there's good value there in some ways, but not in others. Like I'd much rather, I get well more than 100,000 a spin when I got it at 4,000 as opposed to hitting 3 drops and getting 100,000. So let's clean up this drop on the right. We took down one more drop up there. So I could clean this up and then get back to my value on the spinner. So let's do that. Let's just pick that off. We got 100,000 points. We should have got 100. Yeah, there, it's coming. There it goes. So now we can pick off that spinner value again. So now we're at 4,000 a spin, which is where we want, and then we botched, and I'm kicking my camera. We botched the live catch there, threw it into the sling, and down the right out lane. So that was 100% my fault, and not the machine's fault. If I hadn't have botched my live catch, we would have been fine. But I botched the live catch, and I died as a result. Back up to 4,000 a spin. Trying to get control. Hoping for the best. Alright. Back under control. And then we'll tap from left to right, because that spinner is sitting at 4,000 a spin. Missed the shot. What I want to do is, okay, so we're at 169 right now. Let's see if I can hit the spinner and see what the value is after I hit it. So 169 to 360. So that one spin and a little bit basically got us 200,000 points. So you can see what I mean by, even though this is worth 100,000 points at the very bottom to clear, that was worth a fucking shit ton more. So that was definitely the way to go. My level of excuse spacing is the exact opposite of your pin golf team. Yeah. Ian Harrower always has a good saying. Ian's a member of the local Toronto community, and he says, own your drains, and I kind of agree with him on that. Most of the time, you drain in pinball because you make a mistake. There are true house balls where you didn't have a single chance, but 95% of the time, if you're not playing an EM, I would say that most of the time, you've made a mistake somewhere that caused your ball to drain. Whether it be 3 moves ahead of the time that it actually drains, or just making a bad shot. It generally comes down to you as a player making a mistake and losing the ball as a result. So that's my personal philosophy, and I kind of agree with Ian on his own your drains philosophy. I mean, the other side of the coin is, if you don't own your drains, you're never going to learn anything. I'm always trying to improve and get better because, you know, as decent a player as I am, I'm not the best. And my goal is always to be the best and always win. And when I don't win, when I make mistakes, when I get nervous, when I fuck something up, I want to look at that incident, that tournament, and see what could I have done better, how did I fuck up, what do I do to improve, and how do I move forward, basically. And that's sort of my approach to tournaments and playing any game, really. So, yeah, that's my philosophy. So we've got good value on the spinner, so let's go back to shooting spinner. And we're going to live catch here on the left. And that's the live catch we kind of want. It's not a perfect live catch, because a perfect live catch should stop immediately on the flipper. But it's good enough in the sense that we've got control, and we can then tap from left to right. So Steve Daniels, I drank too much, I drank too little, I drank exactly the right Personally, I think drinking anything, I'm all for drinking. My opponents, I'm happy to buy them as many drinks as they would like. Because, you know, as anyone that seems to think that drinking is a good idea and doesn't slow their reaction time, I'm 100% on board with that. Doesn't slow your reaction time at all. I will buy you as many shots or as many beers as you would like before we go and play our tournament game. Tap over, and then shoot the spinner. Oh, this is bad. Alright, this is going to come back. I can catch on the right, and then we'll shoot the spinner. Or we'll miss the spinner. Our value's gone on the spinner now, so now we're in a position where we need to lock that value back in, and it's moving very fast. I kind of took a pot shot there to see if I could lock it in quickly, but I didn't, and I fucked up that live catch, but we didn't get punished for it, so that's good. So we'll see if we can't keep missing. Lock in a decent value so we can go back. So that's going to be 3,000 a spin, which is not terrible. So we'll go back to missing the spinner. That's what we'll go back to. Missing the spinner. There it goes. Good value there. That was a really bad flip. I went for a live catch and ended up flipping it away completely. So we'll tap over and then not shoot the spinner and drain. So what controls how fast the spinner value goes up and down is the number of zodiac signs you have. So the closer you are to completing all of the zodiac signs to lock in one of the super bonus values determines how fast it moves. So I'm basically one zodiac sign away, which I think is this guy here, from completing this bonus wheel and getting the 12,000. And once I do that, then that will slow down and not be so fast. So I mean, you could argue that there's some strategy in just taking out that last target and making that slow down so you can get better value on your spinner. But I just usually get zodiac targets by waiting for the rollovers to pick it up for me automatically. I haven't been getting much zodiac targets this game because I've been talking more than playing. And now our value is locked in at something shitty, 1,500. So, I mean, I'm just going to pick it off. So that finished the zodiac targets, as you can see. That last rollover there. And it's really slowed down the value as a result. So now we can completely miss the targets and not actually lock in the value that we wanted, that we were shooting for there. But we're back under control. And now we'll lock it in at 4,000 and kick the camera. The camera is the tripod is very, I should move the tripod somewhere where it's not so close and I don't kick it so often. Oh, this is bad. Good save though, good slap save. But that was a mistake of my own making there. If I had to tap that more correctly, I wouldn't have put it in so much danger. Locked in the spinner at 3,000 in value. We're going to let that bounce over and then take another pot shot at the spinner and instead clear it, which is what we didn't want to do. And I think I just broke my fucking drop target. Yeah, I think I just broke my fucking drop target on stream. And I don't know if I have a spare. So what we're going to do here is you're going to get to see me open the machine on stream while I hold the ball on the flipper. Because I'm always a professional about this stuff. Enjoy some nice glass sounds. We'll take the ball out of the way here. And yep, there's the drop target that just broke off my game. So that kind of fucks the game. And now I get to spend the day fixing it. Great. I'll have to see if I have a spare part. But at this point, that kind of ends the stream because the whole game is centered around that drop target bank. And I mean, we could play it in the sense that we could now drop the target and lock the value in and we'll never ever clear it, but I don't think that's fair and that's not exactly how I want to play the game. So I'm going to end it here and head back inside. Maybe I'll start playing some South Park instead. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So excited to be in Adam's group for session 1. I'm sure you are, Josh. Bugs and pinball too, not just South Park. No, dude, it's tech, it's physics, it's not bugs. This isn't poor design. Like, you got to think about the age of this machine. Like, this machine was built in the 1980s, so the year I was born, basically. So it's 38 years old. And while I think I've probably someone's replaced this drop targets in its history, this drop target is probably 4 or 5 or 6 years old, and it's just a piece of plastic being rammed on by a metal ball. So I mean, that's the one thing about pinball that's also the charm and also its curse is mechanical failure. We love the fact that it's real and it's mechanical, but it's much more prone to failure, and that's sort of been its demise out in the real world and out in arcades and stuff like that. That's why you don't see them out in the world as much. So, balls ramming. Now we're talking. Yeah, Steve. I think I have spare. Like, I've got my parts. My parts bin is over here. So, I think somewhere in there will be at least one stern drop target. Yeah. See, there we go. This will be the replacement for that, and I just got to take the entire stupid assembly apart and replace it. So, no issues there. We do have spares. I got a few spares just in case anything else decides to break during the tournament. So, anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. If you aren't following me already and you want to drop me a follow, I'd really appreciate that. I'm almost to affiliate, so that'd be pretty cool if I could get there. And like I said in the title, I'll be streaming a machine a day for the rest of the month until the IFPA World Championship. And I might throw a poll up to make some decisions on what game we stream tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.